I wrote something recently inspired by my own experiences, but in sharing it, I'd like to honor those who have suffered in silence, um, whether it be physical pain or emotional turmoil. Um, there's something about uh, feeling in the dark or hopeless or alone that makes bearing any burden more difficult. Um, I recognize that life happens for me and not to me, um, but I've still been carrying quite a bit of weight um, for a long time, and I think that that has a lot to do with why I'm in physical pain. I've had a muscle and joint pain and tension for more than half my life. I'm 33 now. Um, Western medicine, according to the many tests that I've had, everything's normal, um, which is a little frustrating because there's not really a whole lot being offered as far as solutions. Um, Anyways, I'm just going to share my poem. One day soon, I'll say about today that it wouldn't always feel like I have asphalt inlaid among my tendons, muscles, and skin. That the clockwork cracking of my joints isn't a sign that I'm disintegrating from the inside. It's just that maybe I have some stories stuck in small places, speaking in small voices. I'll say that the unquenchable exhaustion is merely a symptom of an overloaded system. I'm downloading the secret of humanity's survival into my cell memory. What else could explain this insatiable urge to sleep, restart, shut down? That maybe I'm a crystalline being in a human body who has traveled from Orion's belt as a galactic ambassador carrying out a cosmic dossier of eonic proportions, and that my avatar just needs a better electrical system. I'll say that the pain peaked like a storm, a culmination of elemental forces, sometimes wonder, sometimes disaster. That it meant I had a rainbow somewhere soon. I'll say that I believed in miracles and the power of me, and that I loved every inch of my petite frame. It disguised the tortured tissue and agonizing tension that narrated my life. I'll say about today that I remembered how to love the pain that spoke to me, screamed at me, clawed desperately from a crumbling hillside, begged me to tell the stories. One day soon, I'll say about today that I finally eked out a few lines of nauseating truth when all I wanted to do was to disassociate from the feeling of being violently turned inside out. I'll say that I remembered the comfort and wisdom of cradling my inner child, and that my quantum singularity came every time I embodied tenderness with tour de force. I'll say that I remembered to love the pain that is the stories that are only part of my narrative and not all of my song. I'll say that I began to let the words come through in spite of the involuntary interruptions coming from my throat, that my body loaded itself up with armor for so long that it couldn't be trusted anymore to run its programs alone. I'll say that I was finally ready to gut the lying wounds, to let them dry out in the sunlight and be replaced by a mother's love. I'll say that I knew I had to be my own mother, and that I would give birth to a butterfly homecoming, a grand reveal of self-perpetuated metamorphosis, the fulfillment of my own cosmic dossier of eonic proportions.